evening and welcome to the new show. I'm your host Nart Alash, and I'll be with you with very interesting guests from all over the world. We are targeting Circassian individuals and communities in Europe, America, and the Caucasus. And this evening we have a very special guest all the way from Spain, from Madrid, Sheomir Guchepshoko. His stage name is Shell. Please welcome with me, Sheomir. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Mahofo. How are you?
Shell, can you tell us about your biography?
I was born in Maikop, Republic of Adyga, western part of Circassia, and I moved when I was 20 to Krasnodar. Of course, in Maikop, we study in art college. My first education is oil painting. Mm-hmm. And my first steps as an artist I had in Maikop. And when I understood that I have to develop, I moved to Krasnodar, and after that I moved to Moscow. Mm-hmm. Because of course Moscow has more opportunities for artists, for any people in all Russia, and some of them move further. I moved further than Moscow, I would say, international step. Mm-hmm. I opened, for me, the Saint Art when I studied in Moscow. It was my third education, my third diploma.
Mm. So previously you studied in Krasnodar, as I understand, right? Before moving to Moscow.
Yeah, it was only 2 years, and after that I moved to army. Due to the law, Russian law, you have to serve army.
Yes.
2 years.
2 years. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was honest. Okay, sorry, I don't want to run away. I am a man.
Mm-hmm. So you didn't want to escape?
I'm not no, I'm good school of life, you know.
Yes.
And my father said, you have to go to army. He doesn't want me to avoid it, you know.
Yes, I understand. But from our previous conversation, you told me that the name Shell, or the stage name that you are using now, actually it came during serving the army, right? Can you tell us about how did you get this name?
Well, my surname was Shellbaev. It came from my grandfather. Now my surname, Guchepshoko, it's a real surname of my grandfather. Because when it was, revolution time in Russia, all families
had to change their family name at that time, no?
Yeah, because my family was in Circassian, it's work.
I see, yes. For that time, they were targeted mainly, and right?
They took a surname of my grandmother, who was Abazin. Mm-hmm. So, in army, I had a surname Shellbaev. That's why Shell, short variant from my surname, because in army, everybody...
A nickname, probably, no?
Nickname, from the surnames. My nickname started to be my real name.
Indeed.
I changed after that my first name. I had another first name because I wanted to have my surname from the real
the grandfathers. Oh.
Yeah, and I want to have a Circassian name.
Yes.
Because I had Georgian name, Zurab.
Zurab.
It didn't suit me. I thought that it's not my name, and I changed it.
That's interesting. That's a very interesting story you've told us. Thank you for sharing this with us, Sheomir. Can you tell us more about the name, Sheomir? What does it have a meaning that you know?
It's very simple. It's just shower.
A shower.
Mir, it's from Arabic language, if I'm not mistaken. Amir.
Yes. Yes.
It's mix.
A combination of two words together.
Yeah.
Circassian and Arabic, yes. Which shower means a night as well, right?
I wanted to have a name connected with shell.
Yes.
It close to shell. It was in book Circassian names. I read it and I choose it, this name.
Quite interesting. Well, that's definitely better than Surab, and it represents the Circassian culture within the work. Would you like to tell us a bit more about the education attainment that you've pursued in Moscow?
I want to say that my 2 years in Krasnodar gave me more professionalism than in Moscow.
Interesting.
Of course, Moscow, it has more opportunities. It's really huge area for art,
yes.
But the art education you can get in 2 or 3 universities in Moscow, but I didn't get it because I didn't have money. You know, it's very hard to enter to any university without money in Moscow.
Yes, it's very expensive. Before moving to Spain, can you tell us about the master degree that you've attained in Moscow, where you embedded the sand art?
It was the same period when I opened for me sand art. When I entered to university to get master degree, and I started to experiment with children, you know, sand art for education, for psychology. It has a huge potential. My experience, which I got, it helps me to understand children, to understand students so much more than before.
Yes. What introduced you to sand art? How did you get acquainted with this new kind of art?
I don't know. I always tried to find something new. All what I wanted to do was easier to make it in sand than in other materials. It's quicker and faster. Yes. You can't make a real movie in 2 weeks.
Yes.
It's impossible. Quite some techniques, equipment. It's impossible. But in sand, you have your own arms in sand, and you can make it.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, and it's very unique. Definitely, this kind of art is very unique, and not many are mastering it as much as you do, Sheomir. And congratulations on that. I would like to know about one of your production or the exhibitions that you've created was related to adyga, or which is the homeland of Circassia. Can you tell us about this part of your work?
Once I created 39 sand paintings, and I decided to show it every places where we live Circassian. In 3 republics, in Moscow, in Turkey, of course, in USA, and etc., etc. Tribute, like my
tribute to the Circassian nation, to the genocide.
The tragedy of my
of the nation, Circassian nation. Yeah.
Of the nation, yes. I understand that nobody knows except the Circassians. It hurts me because everybody knows about Holocaust, yes, about genocide of Armenian people. It has more
widespread. It's more popular. I mean, it's people are knowing more about it, acknowledged, let's say.
Yeah, but about Circassians, everybody knows, even in Russia, that it's part of Caucasus, one of the nations from the Caucasus. That's it. Nobody knows that it's the hugest quantity. It was a big country, and I realized I can show it in my pictures, in my movie. I can share it with the world. How I told you, it's easy to make it in sand. In Russia, people afraid of this topic. Genocide, about war. Our situation is very difficult.
I understand.
But I did it in national museums, public. People from the Circassian organization say, yeah, you're good, we support you when I started the show.
Yes.
But before, nobody wanted to speak about it.
Well, we had a chance to see and have a look at a part of the work that you've created with the adyga, and I congratulate you a lot on this, because indeed you have tried to show the genocide story through this art, and for this, Sheomir, my biggest respect to you. Sheomir, and also you've been traveling with this project to Turkey and the United States. Could you tell us more about this experience that you had?
I was thinking about it a long time ago. I wanted to go to USA and Turkey, of course. And when I started my exhibition, I understand that it's next step. It's good to show it in USA, in Turkey. It was a good experience. It was very sensitive. Yes. When you see new relatives every time, every exhibition, they say, we're Guchepshoko, we were separate 160 years ago. We have the same roots, very
touching.
Touching.
Yes, yeah. Indeed. That's what connects us, whether we are in Chak, in the homeland, or in the diaspora. We all connected with this Circassian culture and the language, of course, and the traditions that we carry, indeed. And that the experience that you've had when you performed your art in front of the Circassian community in United States, do you have any kind of feelings, any kind of emotions that you've received from that performance, from the feedback of the people?
I see that people understand my pain. They share. They wanted me to say about it. They support me. I see the tears. It's understandable without any words.
But it's rather for acknowledgement of the history and the heritage of the Circassian people, right?
Yeah. I want to say about it. I want to say that we exist. Circassian exists. We have our own history, our culture.
I see.
I wanted to say that we're people. We're the same.
And beautifully, that the work that you're doing doesn't need translation. It's telling the story by itself. I mean, anybody from outside the Circassian community can understand and see the art and the story that you're trying to tell through the work that you're doing.
I hope.
Thank you very much, Sheomir, for this explanation that you are giving us through this interview. One last question. What is your next project? What you're trying to do next? The future plans?
I'm still in the process of creation of Nart saga. You know, your name is Nart, you understand.
Yes. But it's not about me, it's about the Circassian saga, the mythology of the Narts in the Circassian culture.
Yeah, I hope I'll do what I want. And the next will be about Khabza. Codex.
Yes, and codex and traditions of the Circassian people.
Yeah, that's the one of the most important thing we have, and I want to share it with the world. It's definitely the next step after the topic of the war, because people, other nations, have to understand why we have to support you, why you're so special, Circassians. You know?
Yes. What distinguishes you as a,
yes,
apart from other nations as well. Indeed.
Yes,
that's so beautiful, Sheomir. I really wish you all the best and good luck with your new project and the new plans that you have. Definitely, that would show the Circassian culture from the inside, from the traditions and codex, and also the Nart sagas that represents the teachings and the morality behind these stories. Sheomir, it's been a great pleasure for me to have you on this show, and you are the first guest on this program. So thank you very much for having the time.
Firstly, I want to thank you. Now, in the end, important thing, it doesn't matter, Circassians or French, English, Russian. We have to respect each other. We have to respect every culture.
Yes, indeed.
Until we don't respect, we can't name ourselves people.
Human beings,
yes,
citizens of the world.
It's very difficult not be in hatred.
Yes.
Yeah, but in the future, maybe in 1,000 years, I think people will change. we have to be more respectful to each other.
Definitely, Sheomir. And I do join my voice to yours, as you said. Sheomir, thank you very much for this lovely evening, and thank you very much. And we will be gladly waiting for your next achievements. Thank you. Dear viewers, thank you very much for being with us this evening with our dear guest, Sheomir Guchepshoko. And stay with us next week where we have other interesting guests as well.
Hamurabso.